Hey guys, good morning everybody. Today is Tuesday, December 19th. It is 6:23 right now. Market's gonna open in about 7 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. It's got a couple things here to update and we should be good to go. That looks good. Looks good. All right, looks like we are good to go. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. Sent out. Two links sent out as well. All right, looks like we are good to go. So as people join in, I'm going to go ahead and start market liquidity over here on the daily time frame. Going down to the 8-hour. Going down to the 4-hour. Going down to the 2-hour. And I'm just going to mark liquidity from, wherever closest is. There's no need to go super far off. Going down to the 1-hour. Down to the 30-minute. And there's a lot of levels right here. Oops. 30-minute, which is right there. Yeah, there's a ton of levels right here. They're kind of just bunched up. Go down to the 15. Going down to the 10. And it looks like we are good to go. All right, so looking at current price right here, we have liquidity marked up. Closest level down below is going to be at 37,678 right here. That's going to be the closest sell point. And the closest buy point is going to be up here at 37,768. So we got two levels of liquidity right there marked up. Let's go over here to the clean chart. I'm gonna mark up 6:30, 8 o'clock. Let's go over here to the 4-hour first. See if there's any levels of structure here that we can draw up. So we got one level right here. The other level is like way down here. Going down to the 1-hour. It's pretty much already covered right on the 4-hour. Next level right here. All right, so price is currently bouncing off the 4-hour support or 4-hour resistance right here. So we got the 4-hour resistance right here. And then down here, we've got the 1-hour support. All right, so we got that marked up right there. Going over to our clean chart, I'm going to just take everything off here. For our main chart, we had news over here at 5:30 and 5:55. So 5:30, Zoom out real quick. News over here at 5:30. You can kind of tell which candle it is. It's like a weird looking one. And then 5:55 over here. Right next to each other. So 5:30. And again at 5:55. All right, so we got everything pretty much marked up here, guys. Market's gonna open in about 1 minute. We have more news coming up over here at 7:30. It's gonna be low impact news. And that's pretty much gonna be it for the day. So you got that right there. You got that right there. So we got everything marked up, guys. Okay, so the news this morning at 5:30 was pretty much mixed. Building permits was negative, housing starts was positive, housing starts month over month was also positive, and building permits month over month was negative. So pretty much mixed news, nothing that we can really pull away from that because it's not just in one direction. So we got that marked up right there. We got liquidity over here getting close to the lower level. And we'll see what happens here when market opens, guys. So market is about to open in about 5 seconds. Go on markup opening price right here. We currently have a sell signal. So, I mean, price may continue dropping or price might just swing all the way back up. Price is currently at the session, so we'll see what happens there. But all right, guys, good morning, everybody. Today's Tuesday, December 19th. Market is now open. I'll mark it up right here for opening price. Let me fix that. So let me just fix this too. Color this blue. So if this candle here closes green with a buy signal and it's a strong green candle, this could technically be the original breakout if you guys are looking to take that. However, it's touching the sessions right there. So again, it's not one that I would personally recommend taking, but it will satisfy the criteria if that's what you're looking for. If not, you can wait for it to continue along and possibly set up for a breakout V3 or even a V2. All right, so we got opening price marked up right there. There's no buy signal here yet. Again, if this buy signal closes with a strong green candle, this could technically be the original breakout. If it doesn't, then you just follow for the following green candle for a breakout V3. But again, this candle would have to close with little to no wick on top in order for it to be an original breakout. However, this candle here is pretty huge, so I probably wouldn't mess with it. You're gonna get a lot of manipulation here on open because of the news. The news this morning was mixed, so you're gonna get a lot of back and forth movement as price continues to, obviously move along here. So I'm gonna hold off and just wait a little bit. If you guys took the USDJPY trade that I shared with you guys yesterday, it's full TP already, but I'm gonna be holding on to it until it switches. So I'm not gonna pull out of it. I'm just gonna hold on to it, let it run. So back to the chart over here, no buy signal yet. So if you guys didn't notice, I've been sharing my swing trades. So if you go over here to the announcements tab, it's called swing positions. And then from here, you can see all of my positions that are currently active. I got a bunch of positions that are active right now. My profits from my Forex swing trades are currently 163. USDJPY just hit full TP this morning. So it already hit. If you guys wanted to pull out for a full TP, it was a full TP for 265 pips. My odd USD position also hit full TP, but I'm still holding on to it. So it's still running right now. And I'm just going to hold on to it until it flips. So these are pretty much runners at the moment. And then once I flip in the other direction, I'll close it out and then take it for a sell. But those two positions already hit. So if you guys want to look at that, it's on the Discord. There's its own very own channel for it. So if you guys want to check that out, feel free. Otherwise, back to the charts over here, pending buy signal. There's nothing for us to take here yet at the moment. Again, if this candle here closes with the buy signal and it closes with little to no wick on top side, that'll be the original breakout. But you can see price is kind of just going back and forth. There's no direction right now. This price continues to find its direction. So liquidity here still hasn't gotten hit. Price is still in between. Here's our clean chart. If price does push up, it might push up to that 4-hour resistance level, maybe bounce off it. But other than that, there's just nothing for us to take here right now. ATR is currently 13, so it's still a little low. It's not higher than 15, so there's no momentum pullback scalps. I guess main thing you want to look out for here would probably be any of the breakouts. So we currently have a buy signal here. If this candle closes green, there may be a possible opportunity for a breakout V3. Again, I don't know if I'll hold it for the full move. If it does go up, I'll probably only take it for 100 because if it does push up, it's going to have to reach the news price over here, which isn't necessarily bad, but it's still going to be kind of risky in my opinion. So yeah, if you guys want to follow this here, you just got to follow and make sure this candle here closes green. You got to make sure it closes green. It can be blocky where it kind of changes from green to red. It's got to for sure be green. Or if it's not for sure, you got to wait for it to actually close. But again, for me personally, I'll probably take this for a partial, just 100 pips, because 300 pip is just a little too far out for me. It's a little too far out, and it's going to have to hit news price up there. If anything, I can probably hold on to it a little longer, but for the most part, I'll probably just hold on to it and then just let it run to 100. All right, so let's see where it's at. I'm going to put a pending order right here, catch it as it swings up. So I'm not in the position yet, but I will put my pending order right there. I had a feeling this was kind of going to bounce around a little bit because of the movement here on open. So I'm going to put a pending order right there, catch it as it swings up, and then I'll get into it. I've been doing this a lot lately, just putting pending orders because obvious reason, if you got a lot of uncertainty here on market open, then you should probably just be a little careful, either enter late or just wait for a pending order for it to come back up. Fill your order. So I have a pending order right here, right now. It's just waiting. When it swings up, it'll fill. I'm only going for 100 pips here. So let me see if I can mark that up right here. So if and when it does fill, I'm only going for 100 pips there because of the direction that price is going. It's going to have to get past this news price over here, which is still considered red flag. So position's not filled yet. It's pushing up, but not yet filled. So again, just waiting over here. Kip said FOMC member speaking right now at open. I didn't even see that on the calendar for today. Okay, I'll have to check it out. All right, so my position is now filled. It is pushing up to its TP. Again, I'm only going for 100 pips, so my TP is right here at this black line. I'll be watching it as price continues to climb. You guys want to hold on to it for the full move, I mean, feel free, but I'll be watching it from here specifically. All right, I already hit CP, gotta pull out. So I only took it for 100 pips right there. I got in at a bad entry. I don't know what's up with FTMO lately. Every time I enter, it's always like at a bad entry point. I get hit with like a ton of slippage. But yeah, my 100 pips already hit, guys, so I pulled out right there. If you want to hold on to it for the full position, feel free. I was going to hold on to it a little longer, maybe up until the news price right here, where it's going to kind of get, it's going to get kind of tricky, but I didn't want to risk it. So I just got in, got out, 100 pips, and then I'm done with it. It's just too risky. If you get up to this area here, you're going to get some manipulation. And, you know, things could go your way or it can go the other way. So like price will likely get to this area and then it might just consolidate here a bit, maybe come back down, or it might just shoot right through up. So it's just up to your guys' preference. And you can see right here, this is where it kind of pulled back a little bit at the news price. It's just a tricky area. And that's why I didn't want to hold on to it for too long. But I pulled out, locked in 1,620, pretty decent profit for the day. And you can see right there, this is exactly what I was avoiding. So guys, a reminder, these lines here that go side to side, they're there for a reason. I'm not just putting this up to scare you guys or just to put these up as like random areas to avoid, right? They're there for a reason. So you can see how this right here just got highly manipulated. Price got all the way to that pink line right mentioned, and then it came straight down. So just keep that in mind, guys. I'm not, everything I do here is for a reason. I don't put any fluff on the market. Everything that I mark up is there. It's marked up for a reason. I pull out early for specific reasons. I pulled onto it for specific reasons. And this is a clear example. Like, I don't know how clear can it get. I did exactly what I mentioned. I said price will probably get up to this point, the pink line, and then get manipulated. That's exactly what happened. Price got up to that point, kind of faked out right here for a little bit, came straight down. So I'll give you guys as much heads up as possible. But it's up to you guys whether you guys want to follow my advice or not, right? Because not everybody will listen. I'll give you guys like any top tier advice that I can give you, but not everybody's gonna follow it. So anyways, back to the charts. I'm not in anything right now. I pulled out right here at this black line because this is where my 100 pips was. Actually got caught some slippage, so I got out for a little less than I usually would. But profit's profit, and I'm fine with what I got there. All right, so for some reason, one of my fund engineers did not take the trade. I got slippage on pretty much all my accounts, but it's all good. So let me go and just take a screenshot of this real quick, because I take it for partial. So I'll put this over here. TP on the breakout V3. All right, I should put some notes on that so we know in the future. Exit for partial because price is too close to red flag along the way. Price. All right, just so that you guys understand, why I pulled out early. I always have reasoning behind like why I do certain things. And that's why I pulled out of that right there specifically. So I'll take a screenshot of my profits real quick. There's nothing for us to take here right now, so you guys aren't really missing out on anything. There might be a momentum pullback scalp, or sorry, momentum counter scalp right here, but I'm not going to take it. So we had a buy signal here. If there's two red candles that close, the reason why I wouldn't take it is because there's a pending sell signal there. Because if it does close with a sell signal, it's not going to qualify as an entry for a momentum counter scalp. You need two red candles, but no sell signal. It just becomes too risky. Whenever I see a pending signal like that, I just avoid it. There's just no point. Man, I got some crazy slippage across all my accounts on that last trade. I'll show you guys right now. So there is no red candle, thus there's no momentum counter scalp on that. All right, so price is kind of just going back and forth. The momentum counter scalp never came up. And the trade's still running. So the breakout V3 is still running. The trade was supposed to hit pretty quickly, but you can see it got caught in the manipulation right here, and now it's climbing back up. I don't recommend hopping back in if you guys are already out of the position. There's no need to follow back into it. If you pulled out, you pulled out for a reason. I'm not going to pull back into it. I'm just going to follow it, and we'll see how far it continues pushing, but I'm not going to be looking to take anything else here. So here are my profits so far across all of my accounts. So For my funded engineer, I just took one trade for this week so far. I didn't take anything yesterday, locked in 140. This is my FTMO, my main account, locked in 1,620. My second FTMO locked in 520. This was supposed to be the same, but I got hit in some crazy slippage. This is my personal account locked in 300. My second funded engineer didn't take the trade for some reason. My TFF locked in 362, and my second TFF locked in 362 as well, all went here. So those are my profits so far. As you can see, it kind of knocked off a couple of my accounts, mainly just the third FTMO, because I got that one taken away, unfortunately. Looking over here at our team profits, we have Kenny over here with a total profit of 3,340 for the day. Nice work, Kenny. And we got Maddie over here with a total profit of 100 per account. So he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 accounts for a total profit of 1,000 for the day. Nice work, Maddie. All right, let's kind of get this real quick. I'll get your account set up right now. All right, let me just copy this over. Nice. Yeah, Camel said he'd been out. He got out when it was in drawdown. Solid. Yeah, if you guys get in for a discount sometime, it's even better. So we're just waiting for, or sorry, wrong chat. We're just waiting for another setup over here. There's nothing up just yet. Well, technically, I guess the breakout V2 came up right here. But again, I'm not going to follow into the trade. It's too late already. I should have gotten into it, but it's too late. So this trade's still running, and then there is a breakout V2 that came up. I just realized, or no, actually, I take that back. It came up like way over here. So it's already been running. But I still wouldn't FOMO into a late entry. So here we go, the breakout V3. It's still pushing up to full TP there. It's almost at its, there you go, full TP. So if you guys held on to it for the full move, full TP there. If you guys didn't, again, it's completely fine. There's no need to FOMO into it, but you guys can see the strategy plays out fine. It just depends on your risk. If you're okay with holding on to it, then you know you can hold on to it. But if not, like for me personally, I'm more on the conservative side. I'm ready. If I made my profit off that trade, I'm not going to hop back in. And there we go. So it starts to climb up even further. Bunch of red flags right here. Don't really recommend taking any trades at this place. All right, Narith, your stuff's all ready to go. Just had that update right now. And price is currently at this red flag. So here, I'll just update this in the chat so that you guys can see. Same trade. But it ended up going to its full potential. So full TP on the breakout V3. Pause the trade update. There you go, guys. Full TP on the breakout V3. So, all right, let's see what happens next here. Yeah, if you guys decided to hold on to it, went straight to its full TP for 300 pips. Again, like I mentioned earlier, I just took it for a partial. It's completely fine. You know, it's just up to your preference. If you want to hold on to it, hold on to it. If not, then pull out where you feel comfortable with pulling out. Price is currently breaking past the 4-hour resistance. We'll see if it continues up or if it fakes out. Two things may happen here. Price will fake out right here. It'll come right back down. Or price may come down, reject off this area, and come back up. So we'll see. We also got liquidity over here. Delicia just mentioned full TP on down. Liquidity here just blasted right through. So depending on which liquidity you guys took, I mean, all of them got hit. First one got hit. Second one got hit. Third one got hit. So just depending on which liquidity you guys are looking to take. I mean, they all got hit. So And there goes another confluence there. This went into confluence with the breakout entries. Flew high right there. But all right, this is gonna be an area of manipulation. So just be careful with this area here, because now that it's past the 4-hour resistance, there's two different scenarios that will play out. Price will come back down and just continue climbing back down into the range. That's one scenario. Second scenario is price will come down, consolidate here for a little bit, and climb back up. Scenario 3 is price may come down and just range within the 4-hour resistance. So there's three different scenarios here. I don't like it when there's three different scenarios. Two scenarios is fine. Typically, you want one that's kind of more one-sided, but it looks like if price decides to consolidate here, it'll consolidate for a while before it decides to go anywhere else. So just no need to really force anything here. Nice. Yeah, Craig said I follow this, Sean, and got a quick 100 pips on my Maven. Didn't have the balls to take it on my FTMO. Yeah, no, it's all good, Craig. I wouldn't have either, because it's just a little risky. Daniel's asking if this is at the all-time high. Let's check the daily time frame. It looks like it. Yeah, I think this is the all-time high. So the all-time high just keep getting knocked higher and higher. Yeah, so again, price is above the 4-hour resistance. So like this is scenario number 2. So earlier I mentioned price will either come down and shoot right below the 4-hour resistance, or it's going to break and retest. That's just kind of what happened here. Price broke past it, retest it, and we'll see if it actually climbs up. The thing that you want to look for is a continuation, because if it doesn't, it's probably just going to range right here. Right. The ATR is currently at 16, so there's still some volatility there, but we'll see if it holds up. If it goes back down below 15, it's probably just going to go sideways. I mean, if this is the case and it keeps climbing, that's completely fine. No difference for us here, right? We'll just continue watching it. All right, so there's no high-low scalps anywhere, because this higher high just keeps getting pushed up higher. And then Kip also mentioned there's a daily entry too. So let's go on 10-minute. Yeah, so there's a daily entry running over here for a buy right now. The 10-minute just closed. For some of you guys who still take the daily entry, I mean, it's a pretty far push, so I don't know if I'd go for the entire daily entry, but maybe for partial. But yeah, the daily entry is currently running right here on the 10-minute, as Kip mentioned. Yeah, it's kind of too far of a push. I don't know about going for the full 1,500, maybe 500 pips, but not the full 1,005. That's a pretty big push up. Pushes it up into another bracket, almost 38,000. This will probably get hit like at the end of the week. Maybe not today, but probably by the end of the week. If anything, you know, the 500 might be a little more ideal for today, which is right there. So yeah, thanks, Kip, for the heads up. There's a daily entry running right there on the 10-minute. It's looking good. All right, Craig, we'll see you back here tomorrow. Kip said stopped 5% of short retail traders since market open. So let's check that real quick. Yeah, I mean, this thing's breaking out its new highs, so I wouldn't be surprised, you know, if that becomes the case. Looking over here at retail sentiment is currently not sure what it was on open because I didn't really check, but it's currently 75% short. So it's 75% short right now. It's indicating that 75% of retail traders are currently selling. So you typically want to do the opposite and buy, which is what we're doing over here anyways. Looking over here at the fundamentals are currently up 133 points. So it's very bullish right there. Looking over here at the technicals are currently very bullish. 1 minute's bullish, 5 minutes bullish, 10 minutes bullish, 30 minutes bullish, 1 hour's bullish, and 4 hours bullish. So we have a very strong bullish bias for today. So you want to be very careful with any sells if you guys do decide to take any sells. If anything, the sells may be temporary and probably wait for that correction back up. Thanks, Kip. Yeah, so Kip said it was at 80% on open. So it dropped about 5% with regards to retail sentiment. And now it's starting to climb up again because a lot of people are attempting to cash the top, right? Which I don't think the top is going to happen. If there's so many sellers on the sell side, I'm not going to expect the price to really drop anytime soon. It might drop shortly, like, small temporary drop, and then it might come all the way back up. So we'll see, what happens here as price continues to, obviously move along. Yeah, because this thing's pushing up pretty heavy right now. So see where this goes. Hmm. Yeah, it's pretty far up. So might want to wait for some of this to come back down. It mentioned that they'll try to lure in sellers with a little drop, then clear house, clean house to the upside, and clean up mid-market reversal for all the new buyers. Yeah, I agree with you too, Kip, 100%. So it'll probably come down a little bit. I wouldn't chase the buy right now because it's very overextended. If you measure from this lower low over here, prices came up a lot, over 1,000 pips, 1,400 pips. Yeah, Kip said this market looks like when I joined K2 in 2020. Yeah, this looks like COVID movement, right? Like during COVID, everyone was kind of expecting price to drop and it just kept climbing up higher and higher and higher. Um, yeah, it's pretty typical for that there. So we have a higher high right here. I'll just mark up a level. Yeah, like COVID, COVID kind of showed me that, or showed a lot of us that the market doesn't need to make sense. You just have to take what the market's giving you. Because the market was supposed to crash during COVID and it just kept going up higher and higher and higher, like for no reason. Um, so I think before that, I used to think that, everything was kind of logical, but once we traded during the COVID season, we kind of realized that the market doesn't have to make sense. That's why I geared more towards scalping because with scalping, you don't really care what's happening long term, right? You just want to know what's going on right then and there. Scalping, day trading, you just want to know what's happening for that specific time frame in that specific hour or hours, versus like trading on the 4 hour and higher because the market just sometimes doesn't make sense. And this is one of those situations where it doesn't have to make sense, but price can continue climbing. Even though it's super overextended like that, there's nothing here that really pushed price up. There was no news event or anything like that. It was just a correction from the news earlier this morning. Price came down. The news earlier this morning was negative for building permits, but it was positive for housing starts. So you can see over here that price did come down slightly, and then it shot all the way up. I mean, I would expect it to maybe come up to this area right here, but for it to go this high, there's really no reason for it to go that high, right? Unless there was anything else that was happening behind the scenes that I'm not aware of, which there could have been. I'm not following the news right now. Kip also mentioned that the Fed was speaking on open, so that could have had something to do with it. Um, but yeah, I mean, even this right here, this doesn't really make sense either. So, it says holiday spending to be up big, even as approval of Biden hits new low, because the economy is not doing well, but everybody's spending a ton of money, right? So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird. Like a lot of stuff here just doesn't make sense. It doesn't have to make sense, but it just doesn't make sense. If people are hurting and they're not making enough money, and we're going through a recession and stuff like that, I mean, it doesn't like there's no reasoning behind why people are spending so much aside from it being the holidays. So yeah, another high right here just got pushed up. So let me just move this up a little higher. Yeah, exactly. Kevin said retail therapy. Yeah, I mean it's crazy. Inflation's up, interest rates are up, the economy is pretty much shit, and people are spending a bunch of money. Doesn't make any sense. But yeah, like if you guys look at the data from like credit card spending, and then also things like there's just a lot of things that That just it'd be more of a reason for people not to spend, but people are just spending more. Like I think a bunch of defaults in car loans and stuff like that. I mean, the car loan market is supposed to crash next year. I mean, it already is crashing. It's starting to crash, but I don't know. I don't really care too much about fundamentals like that because I don't trade like that. But I mean, the market can do what it wants to do. As long as there's volatility in the market, that's all I care about, right? The volatility actually died down as soon as I said that. So it went from 16 and now 14 and 13. Um, but again, we don't really care what's going on. I mean, we care, but we don't care that much, right? Because if it isn't really, it affects our trading, but only to some extent. It doesn't necessarily affect it to where, and it's actually a good thing. If stuff like that's happening, like this right here, like I wasn't expecting this volatility today, but this allowed us to take our breakout this morning and it went straight through with like no drawdown, right? It just kind of went straight up. Um, so I mean, the market can move crazy like this. I actually want it to move crazy. A lot of people don't like this. They like the market to be very flat and less volatile. For us, we like it when the market's super volatile. It's more beneficial for us. Yeah, Kip said that's why economy looks good, but won't last forever. Yeah, looks good for now, right? And then also with the elections coming up next year, I think we're going to get a ton of more volatility because nothing makes sense. And the candidates are going to say stuff that people want to hear, of course. Yeah, Andrew said not going to buy a house for a while. Yeah, same here. Interest rates are supposed to come down next year, but not a lot of people are going to be able to afford because housing. So here's the thing: interest rates will go down next year, but housing prices will go up. So it doesn't really matter. It's like a balance. Um, it's pretty much the same difference. There's a V3 breakout continuation right here, guys. If anybody's looking to take it, I'm personally not going to take it because the bias is so strong for a buy. So I'll let it come down a little bit and I'll look for the swing back up. But if you guys do want to take it, feel free. It is out in the open, so you might be able to catch at least 100 pips if you're looking to take it. But just a heads up, I'm not going to take it myself personally because the bias for the upside is just way too strong right now. Not to say that it won't come down and hit TP, but for me, I'm going to be a little more cautious and I'm just going to wait for the swing back up. And there you go, full TP right there, Camel, if you took it. There's enough space here. So it's okay if it's out in the open like this because it can push a little farther down, to the next sessions right here. And there's no red flags. But you can see over here how it kind of just hit and then it's swinging right back up, right? Because the bias is so strong for a buy. So like the downside it's not really favorable. Yeah, Kip said if we look at the monthly chart, haven't had a 2 month push like this in a while. Yeah, the past couple of months have been super slow, of course. Like October, September, October was super slow. And then even before that, that's usually where it's supposed to pick up, but it was super slow. So if you guys take the breakout V3 continuation, nice work right here, full TP. I didn't take the trade, so it's not going to count as an official entry. The only official entries that I take that are counted are the ones that I take myself. So since I didn't take this here, it's not going to count as one of our official entries for the day. Camel City missed it. Yeah, it's all good, Camel. You can see how risky it is though, because if you got in at a bad entry here, you'd be stuck in a position. It's kind of hard to get out, if the spread's too wide. Because it would have hit your TP and you'd have to pull out manually. Because you can see how it's not very strong here for a sell. I'd prefer to look for the swing back up. Yeah, Rashida said she closed it out manually. So this is what I would consider a valid entry for a breakout V3 continuation, but risky, right? Risky because the bias is so strong for a buy. So even though this was a valid entry, everything lined up, no red flags, I would still rate this maybe a 6 out of 10 type entry. So maybe like a B plus entry, 6 out of 10. Everything lines up. The only problem is that the bias here is so strong for a buy, so I'd probably be careful with it. Um, Yeah, Kip said why we're at an all-time high with interest rates the way they are. COVID taught Americans you can spend money that you don't have. Yeah, I agree with you 100%, Kip. It's just crazy because just like what Kip said, like there's a lot of these companies who are laying people off. These big companies are laying people off, and that's a sign that the economy's not doing well. A lot of these CEOs are dropping too. So if you guys have been following a lot of the big companies, a lot of the CEOs have been quitting or stepping down because they don't want to be the face of the company when the company starts to fire everybody and and it just doesn't look good, right? Because like you don't want to be that CEO of like Apple who like fires like 10,000 people, and they're gonna remember you as a person who just fired everybody. Um, Same with like any other company. I think JP Morgan has changed their CEO. When the banks start losing people's money, that CEO doesn't want to be the face of the company. So it's just there's just a lot of different things happening behind the scenes that just don't make sense. But I mean, again, it's fine for us, right? It doesn't really matter. All right, so there's a V1 variation setting up right here. This could be an actual V1 entry, but I'm not going to take it. I'm going to wait for the continuation. So I'm going to look for, I personally don't like the V1s as much, guys. You guys know this. I don't really trade the V1s as much. I trade it very rarely. The bias is pretty strong for a buy, but I don't like taking the V1 by itself. I like using it as a confluence to show that a bottom has been established. And then when I see a V3 breakout continuation, that's where I'm like, okay, I should take a trade here because it's going to continue climbing up higher. So yeah, I personally don't like taking V1s by itself. I mean, if you guys want to take it, it's currently running right now, but I'm not going to take it myself. I'll just follow it, but I'm not in this position here. The ATR is too low, so there's not any momentum pullback scalps available. You can see the ATR right here is currently at 13. It has to be at 15 for it to provide opportunity for entry. So I'm not in anything here right now. So if you guys took any of the positions that I shared on the swing trade, the odd USD is blasted right through full TP. If you guys want to pull out, you can feel free to pull out. I'm going to hold on to it until it flips. And also USD JPY also at full TP too. So both these entries here hit full TP, but I'm not necessarily looking I only make adjustments to those positions at the end of the day. So at 2 o'clock today, I'll make some adjustments if necessary. If not, then I'm gonna hold off and just wait for any change that need to be made. So again, right here, guys, if you guys get a green candle, this is gonna be an entry for the breakout V3 continuation. But again, you have to make sure that the candle actually closes. You can't just have it be like switching between green and red, right? Like this, for example, it's not gonna cut it. You gotta wait for it to really close green. And if it doesn't close green, then there's no entry there. The volatility here is pretty low, so you got to actually watch for it, or else you'll probably be holding on to this position going sideways for a while here. It's got about like 5 seconds left on it. It's not looking like it's closing green, but if you want to take it, you have to hold on and wait for it to actually close. So it did close right there. Let me see if I can get in here. It's basically 2 entries running alongside each other now. So you got the V1 currently still running to its TP. And then you have the V3 over here, breakout V3 continuation also running alongside each other. So there's a double confluence right there for the entry, but you can see the volatility is super low. It's currently at 13. So the V1 just hit full TP. Now the V3 is currently running. The volatility is just super slow right now. No, I hate when the market gets like this. There's news coming up over here at 7:30, but it's low impact, I believe. So I'm not really expecting any increase in volatility anytime soon. If there's an increase in volatility, it's just going to be a regular, push. It's not going to be anything crazy. So we'll keep an eye out for the ATR down here, but there's not really too much movement in the market. You can see it is in profit, but it is moving kind of slow. So if price does push up and hit TP, obviously I do recommend you guys manually pull out. because the spread might get you trapped in the position. Or if you don't feel comfortable with it and you're okay with your profit, then I would just pull out early because you can see here there's not really much movement happening. Let me go over to our clean chart. So I guess I could draw a structure up here. So if you look at the candles right here, there's not really much going on. It's just pretty flat for the most part. This is going to be the 1 minute resistance level. And yeah, this is not exactly the best type of entry to be holding on to because it's just going sideways now. All right, I mean, we'll keep following it, but there's nothing here to really gauge off like how movement's going to happen because the ATR is just getting lower and lower. Still at 12. Liquidity's pretty much got all hit over here. Yeah, Maddie said I'm in this entry, just needed to pop up. I'm in the position too, so I'm still following it. She got a decent entry on this. I didn't get hit with the stupid slippage that I've been getting hit with. Okay, so we have a V3 pattern right here on the bottom side, but we have V3s on both sides. But we have a V3 pattern on the bottom side right here. We got a V3 pattern right there, a V3 pattern right here. This is basically a V1 pattern. There's a V1 pattern right here, double body, another double body. Price is now pushing up. So this would also be considered, I guess, if you wanted to, a V1 continuation. If you guys remember that, it's basically just a pattern in the direction of momentum already. But price is pretty much just going sideways right here. Here's a clean chart. Zoomed in a little bit. ATR is still at 12. All right, now it's just waiting. It's consolidating super hard right here. So what I look out for here on the bottom is just look for an increase. It's actually decreasing. So I was hoping it increased to like 13, but it's now at 11. It went from 12 to 11. And yeah, it's just going sideways right here. Nathan said he closed out early, didn't want to sit on it. Yeah, I'll probably close out early too. Just no volatility here. So I'm just gonna move my TP down a little bit. I just moved my TP down. I pulled out. Okay, so I got it for about 1,000 profit right there, guys. I didn't want to risk it, just like what Nathan said. And why did I listen to Nathan? Damn, Nathan. Why I listen to you? It's all good. Oh man, I was like, why did I listen to Nathan? As soon as I listened to Nathan, it went straight to TP. It's all good. So I locked in 1,000 right there. It's all good. I'm good with 1,000. That's half my profit anyways. It's like literally this always happens as soon as I move my TP and profit like a little lower, it goes up. But yeah, just what Nathan said, a win is a win. So it's all good. Both of the entries here did hit. So the V1 variation hit and also the V3 breakout continuation. As you guys can see, this market's kind of like iffy. But I agree with what Nathan was doing because he didn't want to sit on it. I also didn't want to sit on it either because we were holding on to this position for 5 minutes. These scalps are supposed to hit within a minute or two. So I think that was the best decision to pull out a little earlier. If you guys held on to it for the full TP, even better. But if you want to be smart about it, just take the partial. There's no need to there's no greed. Whenever we trade, guys, you guys can see that I'm never really greedy with anything. I'm happy with what I can get. Because the thing is, there's a majority of other people out there who are trading and they're not even profitable at all. So if you can be a little profitable, you're doing better than maybe like 90% of the other traders out there. So if you can just keep it up and be consistent, I mean, that's really what's key here. And as long as you guys understand that, you won't be falling into trades like a lot of people. So, all right, that's that. Got everything marked up right here. The main goal here is to win. Like I don't care to show like crazy amount of profits. My main goal here is just to win. If I can win every single day, or if you can win every single day, those profits are going to add up, whether they're small or big. And at the end of the week, you're going to have some pretty good profits. So anyways, here are my profits for that trade. So I locked in. Now I'm currently at 227 on my funded engineer. My FTMO, I'm up 2,440. My second FTMO locked in 1,140. For whatever reason, my funded engineer here is not taking any trades. My personal account's up 510. Man, I got hit with some nasty slippage here again on my TFF, locked in 525 on my first one and 525 on my second one. I gotta double check that. I'm gonna check my funded engineer, and I also gotta check out my TFF. All right, so we got that right there. There's a pending high-low scalp V2 that's currently sitting right here, like Maddie mentioned. The only problem here is the ETR is so low. So if you guys do want to take this entry, probably want to take it for just a partial as well, like we mentioned earlier. Let me see if I could figure out where the price point is right there. So price point for entry would be 37,466. So if I wanted to put a pending order here, right, 7,466, 7,456, 37,436. Let's see where the 100 would be. Oh, my bad. My math is wrong. 460. What the fuck? Sorry, guys. My math sucks. I'm trying to calculate what my entry would be here. Oh yeah, okay. Sorry, my TP was wrong. I'm not gonna take it. I thought about it. If it gave me that error, it's not meant to be. So I calculated the TP stop loss wrong. I was gonna put a pending order here and just go for 100 pips, but I'm gonna leave it as is. I think 100 could probably hit, but I prefer to just wait for the V3 continuation like earlier. So I'll follow it. That's where I would have set my pending order right there, and my TP would have been right there, but I'm not going to take it. I'll just follow. I'm just curious to see how it plays through. I'm pretty sure it'll probably hit 100 pips at the very least, but I think I'm more inclined to take breakout V3 continuations, for now, of course. So, yeah, I already said I'll take it early. It's Tuesday. Initial entry hit for 25. Oh, it's Cam. Yeah, no, for sure, Cam. Profit's profit. If you guys are, whenever you like, the thing I want to remind you guys is that if you ever feel uncomfortable by the position, just pull out, right? Whether it's for a small loss or a small profit, it's better to pull out than to be stressing over a position that you're not super stoked about. Whenever I trade, I only take positions that I'm like super, confident it's going to hit. So for me right here, for one, the volatility is too low. I think that's sorry. One second, guys. Sorry, guys, keep losing my voice every time I speak. So here's the main thing. The volatility is too low for me. So that's why I don't really like taking any positions when the volatility is this low. It's sort of like, if it's a little bit below 15, I'm kind of okay with it. But I don't like it when it's like below 12. Because when it's below 12, you'll see that price just goes sideways. And this is the type of market you want to trade in, right? I'm okay taking certain trades for small TPs when the volatility is high, because when the volatility is like, say, 15, 17, what do you think happens? It goes straight to your TP right away, right? That's what you want. But in situations like this isn't a good situation, because now my position would have been filled, and now I've been stuck in this position holding it as it goes sideways. And then I might be stressed out because I'm not going to feel comfortable or confident about the position. So I'm not really looking to take anything right here right now. There's no momentum pullback scalps because again, the ATR is too low. We need ATR to be at least 15. So no momentum pullback scalps, even though they would have hit, looks like. Let's check over here real quick. So price pushed up real quick. It retraced. Actually, it hasn't even filled yet. There's a momentum pullback scalp that's currently pending right here. However, the volume's so low that you'd be holding on to this position or waiting for it to hit or even fill for an extended period of time. Price retraced back right here. You'd still be waiting for this entry to fill about 10 minutes later, which is not how that strategy is supposed to work out. So again, I'm not really looking to take anything right now. We'll continue looking. If there's any questions that you guys have, feel free to put them in the chat. Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to continue waiting here. There's not really much else for us to take right now because the volatility is just not there. Liquidity is pretty much done for the day. All liquidity has been hit. It's at a new all-time high. Our clean chart over here, I mean, there's not really much. You can see that price is kind of it's just consolidating around the 1 minute resistance level. So yeah, this is the 1 minute resistance, and you can see prices just going back and forth between this area here. So yeah, if there's any questions that you guys have, anything you want me to look at, review, just let me know. Otherwise, we'll continue waiting for anything else that may come up here. So looking over here at our team profits, let's go over here real quick. So we've got Vince here, total profit of 179 for the day. Nice work right there, Vince. We got Maddie here, total profit of 110 per account. So total profit of about a little over 1,000. So nice work right there, Maddie. We got Lila here, total profit of 1,692. All wins here. Nice work, Lila. We got David, total profit of about 40 for the day. Nice work, David. We got Albert, total profit of 250 for the day. Just passed his phase 2 on TFF and phase 1 yesterday. Nice work, Albert. So Albert passed his TFF yesterday, his phase 1, and then today he passed his phase 2. Or he's on his phase 2. Okay. So he passed his phase 1 yesterday. He's now on his phase 2, on his way to getting funded on this account. Nice work, Albert. We got Barack here, total profit of 4,234 for the day. He had one loss there. Everything else is a win. Nice work, Barack. We got Kip here, total profit of 1,328 for the day. All wins. Nice work, Kip. We got Rashida, total profit of 547 for the day. Nice work, Rashida. And then on our MC4 account, total profit of 681. Great work right there. All right, I think that's about it for now. So if you guys have more profits to post up, feel free to send them in. Some more profits here from Rashida. She's now at 877 on her TradeOgate account. And a total profit of 746 on our MC4, all full TPs. Nice work, Rashida. All right, guys, so great profit so far. As you guys can see, the volatility is pretty much going sideways. There's no need to force any trades here. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, we'll continue looking to see if there's anything here that will play out. I'm kind of glad I didn't take the trade here and I got that error. I accidentally did my math wrong, so that's why it gave me the error, but I'm glad I didn't get into it because this trade right here would have stressed me out because I would have been in position and it would have been going sideways for a good while. I think it'll eventually hit TP because 100 pips is not that far out. You can see here it's on its way to full TP, which is the black line for 100 pips. But you can see here that I'd probably be kind of stressed out holding on to this position and waiting for it to actually push up. And you guys know how that feels because these scalp positions are not supposed to go sideways for too long. They're supposed to just hit right away. Brian's asking, may I ask which channel timer do you look at MC4 TradingView? I use, it kind of depends. Usually if I'm looking at the TradingView chart, I'm looking at the timer here. If I'm looking for my entry, I'm looking at the MC4 chart. So if I'm looking to hit buy or sell, I'm looking at MC4. But if I'm just looking for the candle to close, I'm looking at TradingView. So it goes back and forth. I'm looking at both of them right now, and they're pretty much aligned. Looks like MT4 might be a second behind right now. For whatever reason, lately they've been kind of slower. Like right now, it's not so bad. It's about a second behind. But like last week, it was behind like 10 seconds, which is crazy. And I was only looking over here at the TradingView one. So it kind of just depends, Jeff. If I'm just looking at trading view, I'll look at this time right here. If I'm looking to make an actual entry, I'll be looking at actual, the FTMO chart or the FTMO timer. So just depends on where my entry is coming. Yeah, no problem. All right, so I don't think there's anything else here right now. The trade would have hit right here, as you can see. It did exactly what we anticipated, but it just would have taken a little too long, and it would have stressed me out, of course, like I mentioned. Would have stressed me out, and I'm pretty sure would have stressed everyone else out. The trade's still running though, so the full 300 pips is still active, but you can see how far out it is. The risk with this here as well is the fact that it's the fact that it's at an all-time high. So this area, so this new area here where price is currently at, price has never seen this area before, right? So you're kind of being a trailblazer right here. You're kind of like paving the way for price to reach a new all-time high. And that's kind of risky. You don't want to be the person in front of everything, right? Because it's just a matter of time until this will come back down. So I'm not going to be that guy, of course. Like I'm not going to be the first guy to kind of sacrifice myself to maybe get to that new all-time high, right? It's just too risky. Whenever price is at an all-time high, this is probably like more risky than trading the sessions because this area has never been it's never been here before. So like with the sessions, at least you know that price comes back to it. It'll either manipulate, right? It'll get to this point and it'll either break through it or you're going to get some manipulation. It's going to come back down. The thing with this is that every time prices reaches a new all-time high, this is a new session. So see how see how this New York high is right here? This is the all-time high from before, from New York. Well, not all-time high, but all-time high from New York session. I think this is probably the all-time high altogether. And you can see here how it shifts. So like if this becomes the high point for today, then this is not going to be the sessions for tomorrow. So if you guys don't understand how these sessions work, basically whatever session was set yesterday, it gets moved to the next day. So whatever the high point is during New York session today, that's where this is going to be tomorrow. So for example, if this here stays and this never goes any higher, like say this gets to this point right here, right? If price gets to this point right here and it never comes back down, then this right here is going to be the new session. This is going to be green tomorrow. So just keep that in mind, guys. It just goes hand in hand with my style of trading. I don't want to be trading too risky, and I think this area is just too risky for me. I prefer to be in the safe zone in this area where price can go back and forth. So let's take a look at retail sentiment. Eunice said that retail went from 80 to 76. So it went back to 80 and then it dropped back down to 76. Yeah. Eunice said they're getting slaughtered. I mean, it's crazy. I don't know who, well, I know certain people who will do that. You know, a lot of people try to catch the tops and bottoms. And it just doesn't play out that way sometimes. You know, a lot of times it doesn't play out that way. So in my opinion, I think it's just a little too risky. Forex trades here are kind of still going back and forth. Again, right here, there's nothing here at the moment. It's still just, dang, the ATR is super low now. I think price is just going to sit up here now. So if you guys look at the ATR, it's below 10 now. It's at 9. I don't think I've seen the ATR this low in a while. This is like pre-market ATR, like before the market's even open. Actually, the ATR was higher with pre-market. So pre-market ATR was already at like 10, I think. It's at 9 right now. So again, I don't recommend anybody get into any positions. I think if you enter into anything here, you're gonna get caught for a surprise. So I mean, so when the ATR picks back up, this is either gonna spike up or it's gonna spike down, right? So you just got to be careful with these types. I know it's like it's kind of exciting and people want to be in a position for that breakout, but you can't really predict where it's going to go. Wherever the market makers want to spike price, they'll spike price in that direction. With the sentiment this high, I think price will probably go up higher, in my opinion. I'm not expecting this to really drop anytime soon. It might drop a little bit, so you might get a spike down slightly, but then it'll come right back up. But again, the ATR is super low. So not really too much here to work with. Yeah, Frenchie said, I remember last year you called the market finishing strong to look good for investors. Yeah, usually that's what happens at the end of the year. I mean, price has been pretty bullish for the end of the year. So let's go over here to let's go to the clean chart real quick. Let's go to the daily. Yeah, so you can see over here it's been pretty bullish, Frenchie. So like pretty much since November, price has been climbing. And that's usually how the market moves for US30 at the end of the year. It's exactly how it did last year. You can see over here, literally from October, like beginning of November, price went directly up. I forgot what Sisu called it. Sisu, you called it like the Santa something. I forgot what he calls it. Sisu's not even here right now. But like the Santa rally, I think that's what he called it. Yeah, they call it the Santa rally, and then at the end of the year, price typically goes up. And that's exactly where price is right now. This is all historical data, guys. So if you guys have been trading with me for years, this is typically what happens every single year. It's super bullish. It doesn't always happen. Like COVID was kind of different. I mean, actually, COVID was super bullish, but I think the year after COVID, it kind of slowed down a little bit. I didn't realize it went up that high from November up until today. As Isafa said, hate that there's no price action to the left to go by. Yeah, exactly. I mean, price is pretty much been going sideways, so there's not really much to work with here. That's why for me, I'm just sitting around, I'm just waiting. I mean, this is probably going to hit. I think this will eventually hit. It might not hit immediately, but eventually it'll probably hit. So I think a new all-time high is going to hit again. Let's check the news for today or right now. That news right there was pretty much neutral. There was nothing, there's nothing different. So it's just neutral news at 7:30. I'll mark up the news real quick. Yeah, news right there. I'll clean this up. News right here. Clean that up. All right. So yeah, again, the trade is still running, but you can see here that it's not really going anywhere. It's just going back and forth. It's in profit. So if you guys want to pull out in profit, feel free to pull out. But other than that, there's just nothing else going on. Yeah, Nick said, just so you guys know, he's not bullshitting. Been here since 2020. These are absolute facts. Yeah, no, definitely. We've been trading for a while. So like if you trade the market like we do every single day for years, you see these patterns and you can start to understand like this historical data behind it. A lot of people who trade haven't been trading assets like US30 for years, right? I feel like more recently, a lot of people have been starting to trade indices. We've been trading indices for, I think, 5 years now, live every day. So a lot of people who just started trading it like probably a year back. So I've started to see, well, I mean, everyone's seen, if you guys ever follow any Instagram traders or YouTube traders, like US30 is like the thing now. That's what everybody trades, US30, NASDAQ. But this stuff's been around for a long time. It's not like it just came up out of nowhere. It's just people have started to realize that there's a lot of volatility in this, especially if you're scalping. So that's why I mainly trade this. Of course, I swing trade a little bit, like my swing accounts over here, but for the most part, I'm trading US30. So, all right, price is pushing up over here. Yeah, Edward said COVID levels are high right now. Yeah, no, they are. They're super high, especially in like certain areas. In certain areas, it's just like super, super high. I'm pretty sure I don't have COVID though, so I'll hope that that's the case. I just have a sore throat. I got sick from my trip in Hawaii. It was pretty much raining every single day. So I'm never going back to Hawaii in the winter. First and last time. Sidetracked right there for a bit. All right, so there's not really too much going on over here. Edward said Cappy drank a lot. No, I actually don't drink anymore. You know, it's just crazy. I don't like if you guys remember me from before, I used to party a lot and you guys would see me drink on social media. I actually don't drink anymore. I think I had like maybe 2 drinks in Hawaii, but they were like small drinks. It's crazy. I don't know. I'm just all about fitness right now, fitness and health. So I'm competing in a couple of events this year. So um yeah, I don't really drink at all anymore. I don't think I drank as much after that time we had the K2 meeting here at my place, Maddie, in July. I think after that day, I couldn't drink like that anymore. That was way too much. Um, yeah, so I haven't really drank since summer. It's just I don't know, I just don't like the feeling of drinking anymore. Edward said, "What's the sudden change?" Um, I started to realize, well, I think the main thing with drinking is that I feel like when I used to drink before, you would drink because you want to get away from something, right? Like you drink and you go party because your life pretty much sucks. Like when I used to party all the time and drink, it was because life kind of sucked. I like love my life now, so I don't really need to drink. I'd rather just not drink and be healthy because I don't know, everything's kind of turned, everything's kind of changed. Um, I think once I started getting my like more of my funded accounts, I'm like more focused on like making more money trading and finding different things to kind of focus on, right? Like hobbies and stuff. Yeah, no, same with a lot of people here. Yeah, like Maddie said, you gotta stay sharp. I feel like before when I used to kind of party a lot and drink a lot, I would come on these live sessions sometimes and we would kind of not be like dialed in. So now I just don't really drink at all. William's asking, how old are you, Sean? I'm 34, or I'm 33 actually. I don't even know my age. 33. Yeah, I think things change. Like once you start to make a lot of money, especially from something like this trading, you don't really want to party and stuff anymore. You kind of want to look for other things to invest in. Usually people who like to drink don't really have a lot of money. You gotta like, that's usually what it is. Like when I was in college, like college and law school, you drink a lot because you want to just party and get away from like from that life, right? From being in school, working like a shitty job. I mean, I'd rather not drink anymore. Yeah, Edward said, Dad, no more tequila and margaritas. I mean, there's still tequila and margaritas, just not as much. Only on special occasions for the most part. But yeah, I don't know. That's kind of the change. I didn't really make the choice to stop drinking. I just stopped drinking. Um, it just wasn't really bringing any benefit to me for the most part. Yeah, exactly. D over here in the chat, he said he gave up alcohol 4 months ago, changes your perspective as a social drinker. The pressure, I feel better leaving a bar, and I'm sure I can drive home safely. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing too. Like now I'm driving like a more expensive car. Like back then, I didn't really care, right? I'm like, all right, I'm driving like a cheap, shitty car. Now I'm driving like a 200K Porsche. So I'm like, okay, I don't want to crash this car. So I probably shouldn't drink and drive. Or I shouldn't be driving if I had any drinks. Because I'm not trying to crash this car. I think things just change. Like once you have more money and you have choices, like I could go on vacation and not drink. Like I could go to like anywhere and not have a drink anywhere. Um, it's just different. Yeah, like what D said here in the chat. It's all about perspective. Things just change once your life changes. But anyways, guys, I know we went off topic here, but there's nothing for us to take here. Literally nothing. The ATR is currently at 9. If there's any questions that you guys have, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, we'll probably be wrapping this up pretty soon. There's just nothing for us to take here, and I don't want you guys to force any trades. Price is probably going to go sideways here for a bit until the ATR goes back up. So if you guys are still trading after we get off this live session, I would recommend just following the ATR. If the ATR picks up to like maybe 12, 13, 14, 15, then you can expect some directional movement. Um, I think this will at least hit TP first before it comes back down. But I don't know if this will even come back down or continue climbing up because of the sideways. Kenny said, yeah, you're old. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing too. Like Martha said, you manage risk better because you have a lot to lose. Yeah, with drinking, exactly. No, 100%. And the thing with drinking is that when you get older, like It drags you down, yeah, like what Nick said. So like if I ever drink now, it would take me like maybe like 2 days to recover. Like if I drink like decently heavy, it would take me like 2 or 3 days to recover. I'd feel like crap like the whole time, and then it would throw me off like my health, like my gym routine. Because I'm on a routine every day. I don't know if you guys have a problem like being consistent with like anything, it's really just finding a routine. So for me, I do the same thing every day. I trade with you guys here in the morning from 6:30 to to like 8. Yeah, I don't know how to think about that. But yeah, I trade with you guys here from 6:30 to 8. And then from 8 to 9, I basically hang out with the dogs for a little bit and walk them. And then from 9 to like 12 or 1, I'm at the gym. And then from like 1 to like 3, I'm like doing stuff. Like right now, I'm really big on guns. So I'm shooting a lot. So I go to the shooting range like every day after the gym. And then I come back and I check the charts for my swing trades. That's pretty much it. And then I kind of just hang out and do whatever I want for the rest of the day. So I have a routine every single day. If I ever drink, it's gonna throw me off because I'm not gonna want to go to the gym. I'm not gonna want to get up. It's just it's not necessary. And a lot of people drink to like because they need to get out of their shell. And I don't really need that either. So yeah. All right, Maddie. So Maddie's done for the day. He's gonna wrap it up. William said he's gonna go early as well. So all right, Maddie, William, we'll see you back here tomorrow. If there's any other questions that you guys have, feel free to put them in the chat. It's 7:40 right now. Looks like the high-low scalp V2 is finally gonna hit its TP, and it's hit another all-time high. There you go. Full TP on the high-low scalp V2. So if anybody took it, great work. If you guys didn't take it, it's completely fine. I didn't take it myself, so it's not going to count as an official entry. Kenneth over here locked in smart profits, total profit of 1,959 on his top step account. And on his second account, total profit of 780. Nice work, Kenneth. We got Eunice here, total profit of 1,207. This is on his funded top step account. Nice work, Eunice. And we got Nathan over here, total profit of 1,790 for the day. All wins as well. Nice work, Nathan. Yeah, guys, so great profit so far. If you guys have more profits to post up, feel free to send them in. Nice work on holding this trade here. I mean, I don't think I'd be able to stomach this trade here. This thing was holding, it was going back and forth for so long that I probably would have pulled out right here when it started to come down lower. But yeah, if you guys held on to it, it played out pretty perfect. Yeah, decent, nice, bro. We got to hit the range next year. You have to get your CCW. Yeah, no, I'm getting my CCW next Friday, or not, sorry, next Friday, next February. So I'm getting it on February 1st. So guys, for a lot of you guys here who are in Orange County, make sure to get your CCW. If you guys don't know what CCW is, it's a conceal and carry. So I can basically carry my gun everywhere with me. So if anything pops off, I got my gun with me. I'd rather have my gun than not have it. But yeah, the laws are changing next year. So if you guys are not following the gun laws are changing. So if you want to carry your gun with you in public, I'd recommend signing up for it now. Your interview is probably going to come up in a couple months. Mine's like 2 months out. So yeah, no, definitely. Do let me know if you ever want to go to a range. I definitely want to check out like an outdoor range. I'm picking up some optics today, some hollow suns, the EPS carry. So I actually bought that. It's crazy. Like when you guys start to have a hobby, you start to spend so much money on stuff that like you didn't realize it cost so much. Like when I was playing golf for a while, I spent so much money on my golf stuff. Don't really play golf anymore, but now I'm like buying a bunch of guns and stuff. So it's always good to have a side hobby. Like trading can't be your only hobby, guys. Just keep that in mind. Trading shouldn't be your only hobby. Trading should be probably one of your main hobbies. And then I would probably recommend gym be your second hobby because you want to be healthy. There's no point in making all this money trading and not be healthy enough to live long enough to spend it all. And then have some other hobbies on the side as well. Nice. Yeah, D said he's planning on doing it in competition. Nice. Yeah, that's my next step, D. So next step is going to be I'm gonna get a comp gun. Maybe like a CZ or something like that. Yeah, CT said the Bay Area is hard to get C. It's crazy because the Bay Area make it so hard to get a CCW, but that's where all the crime happens. It's unfortunate. So Kenneth said we have, yeah, no, exactly. Edward said, what advice would you give yourself when you were around 24? Um, Nothing really, because like that's a question that a lot of people get asked. Like, what would you tell your younger self? I wouldn't really tell myself anything because I wouldn't be here where I am now if I told myself to do otherwise. So, I mean, I'm pretty happy with where I'm at now. So I wouldn't really tell myself anything. Um, I mean, obviously, if I wanted to make more money, I probably would tell myself to take trading a little more seriously. But I had my fun when I was younger, so now I'm able to have that balance in life. Like if I was to go today, I'd be pretty happy because I pretty much did everything I wanted to do for the most part. Um, Kenneth's asking, you don't play golf anymore. I still play golf, but I don't play golf as often. I think because it's the winter, so it's raining like every day here, so I don't really play golf. Um, but in the spring, summer, I'll probably pick back up and play golf again. I have a pretty nice set, so I should play golf. Spent like I think like 10K on like everything, the bag, the clubs, the drivers, the fairways, everything. So I'll probably play golf more once the weather gets better out here. Nick's asking, is it open carry? No, open carry is not legal in California, only conceal and carry, and you have to have a permit for it. So yeah, it's only conceal and carry. But it's crazy how many permits are out there because I'm like, damn, if there's that many permits out there, there's probably a lot of people who are carrying guns out there that you don't even know are carrying a gun. Like my holsters that I have like body holsters, so it doesn't even look like I'm carrying a gun under my shirt. Yeah, Nick said guns are fun, but make sure you always have a clotting kit, tourniquet with you. I live in Oregon. I've been shooting guns since a kid. Yeah, no, over there it's more open, right? Yeah, no, and that's always a good thing too. Well, thankfully here in California, there's like pretty much first aid kits everywhere. So it's generally that they'll have that. But no, I agree with you. Yeah, Kevin said here in Florida, you can carry a gun without permit or license. Yeah, Florida, you guys don't care about anything out there. I think there's a doc, or I don't know if it's a documentary or like a sitcom on Netflix, but it was funny because this cop was trying to buy guns at like a gun show in Florida and they wouldn't sell it to him. So he was like, this is Florida. Like you guys don't have to follow any rules here. And then when he kind of hinted that he was a cop, everyone put their guns away. But yeah, no, Florida is it's it's less strict out there. All right, guys. So there's no other entries here. It's about to be 8 o'clock. Sorry, we went off topic for like a good while here. But if you guys don't have any more questions, we'll probably pretty much wrap this up. Um, there's no need for us to kind of go off topic here since there's nothing for us to take. The ATR still is at 9 right now, guys. So what I was hanging on for is waiting for this to actually pick up to like maybe 12 or 13, but the ATR is still at 9. So we're not really expecting too much to happen here from now until 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock is going to happen in about 14 minutes. So there's nothing else. Um, there's not really much else available here. So it's going back up. It's currently at 10, but it's not really staying up there. Now it's back to 9. Last thing here is so I'll try to get the this indicator up for you guys maybe by today, maybe by tomorrow. I'm actually gonna be out of town tomorrow. I'm gonna be getting my veneers. So that's another thing. So like when you start to make money, you just start to spend money on like random things. Like I spend so much money on guns, spend money on getting veneers that I don't even really need. But it's like if you got it, you got it. You might as well just get it. So I'm gonna be getting some like super expensive veneers um tomorrow. So yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to give you guys access to the indicator tomorrow, probably by the end of the week for sure. I mean, it just depends on like how everything kind of plays out this week, but I'm definitely going to get this available to you guys by the end of this week. So, all right, guys, I think that's it for today. If there's any other questions that you guys have, feel free to reach out. It's 7:47 right now. ATR is currently at 9. There's really no reason to be trading right now because it's just going to I mean, it's just going to keep going sideways for the most part. D's asking down where you're getting full set of veneers. I'm getting the top done first. So I'm getting the top done. I think it's like 30,000 to the top done. For the bottom, it's like another 30 or 40. When I smile, it's just my top teeth. So I probably only need the top veneers. But yeah, I'm probably gonna get the full set eventually. But yeah, veneers are expensive. It's crazy. I didn't realize they were that expensive for veneers, but I'm going to like some celebrity veneer guy or whatever. So yeah, I guess that's why it costs so much. But yeah, that's pretty much just for the top teeth. I think it's like 3,000 per tooth. And I'm getting 10 teeth up top. So it's about like 30K for veneers. D said there's no going back. Yeah, I know. And then I have to get the veneers redone every 10 years. So it's all good. That just forces me to make more money from trading. So I just gotta keep doing good at trading because once I get them, I can't go back to my regular teeth. You guys will probably see me smiling on this live session as much more often because the veneer is gonna be so like obvious. So all right, guys, I think that's it for today. Enough jokes. But if there's any other questions, guys, feel free to reach out. We'll be back here again tomorrow, same time, same place, 6:30 a.m. But for right now, I don't recommend anybody trade. If you guys have to trade, which you probably don't have to, just keep an eye out on the ATR. ATR is currently at 9. So you probably don't want to take any trades until it goes up to maybe 12, 13. Better case is like 15 or higher. I don't expect it to go to 15 or higher today, but it might go up to like 10, 12, 13 as we get closer to like mid-session. So, all right, guys, other than that, I'll see you guys back here tomorrow. If you guys have questions, reach out. Also, if you guys have more profit to post up, feel free to send them in the chat over here under team profits, and I will showcase you guys on the video from later today. So